Hey everyone, welcome to Zack Attack Refused. Thank you for joining me for my review of episode 4, 5, and 6 of The Legend of Vox Machina Season 2 on Prime Video. They premiered the season with episodes 1, 2, and 3 last week, and I really enjoyed it. I think that they took all the things I had problems with the first season and balanced it really well. Did this last couple episodes do the same? Let's start with the good. Episode 4 picks up right where episode 3 left off. Vex being killed and the team scrambling, trying to figure out a way to save her. And something that was like weird and hinted to in the first 3 episodes, they bring it in the forefront here in this episode. And I really liked how much they paid that off. While Vex is dead, we start doing this flashback of when Vex and Vox were younger, on the run after leaving their father, and they run into a baby Trinket. We see how they found this bear and get a little bit of an origin story there. And we didn't need this little detail, but it's much appreciated because it adds a little bit more depth to the story. These 3 characters, basically orphans, and coming together to create this nuclear family of them 3. I really appreciate it. I thought it was really sweet. In this episode, they reverse Vex's death, but at the cost of Vax, and we do not know what that cost is just yet. He made a deal with the Matron of Ravens who was coming for her soul. In the process of this, he got this cool armor that is the vestige that they were looking for, and they have this badass battle sequence against this monster that meets them in the cave, and it's one of the best action sequences that we've had in the series so far. With that following a really emotional turning point, I thought that this episode was really strong. He was having visions of this raven in the first 3 episodes, and then we got the payoff here, which I really liked. Episode 5, this one's focused on Caliph, one of my favorite characters out of the bunch, but we don't really get a lot of character development from her from the first season, seeing why she's so reluctant and everything. And what they did here was bring her back to where she came from, and they tied it into the story really well. Where she's from was the gate that kept the leader of the dragons intact, and it was broken. And she's going on this journey that's very similar to like Avatar: The Last Airbender, where she has to master all the elements to become the new protector of her people. But she's super reluctant, and we get a little bit of why she seems so reluctant to do things throughout this series when we get a flashback to her mother and seeing how she was kind of always like that when she was little, and something with her mother vanishing, reason why she maybe doesn't want to become the next protector. I really enjoyed them adding more layers to her story and the cool power up of her mastering fire to save everyone. I thought it was a great visual and one of the most spectacular moments in the series. Episode 6 saw a lot of the things in the first 5 episodes coming to a head. Everyone dealing with all these changes that they're going through. Grog having the Craven sword that he's trying to quell his thirst, is talking to him, saying it wants blood, and giving these visions of him murdering the rest of Legend of Vox Machina. He's trying to find a way to give this sword blood so that it doesn't turn him into a monster. And Vax dealing with all these visions that he's getting from this Matron of Ravens, showing him that he's going to be the champion, but it might lead to his death and others. And those kind of be intertwined, and all the other characters surrounding him, trying to support them, trying to figure out what is going on so they can help. There eventually leads them to another Sphinx. In the first 2 episodes, they met a female Sphinx who told them about a lover that could help them find the rest of the vestiges, and they meet him, and he's this just as cool and just as powerful as the first Sphinx that we saw, and it creates this really cool battle sequence again. They really stepped up the battle sequences in this series for season 2, and we get a highlight of the series from another character that you would not expect. And I love how Scanlan was the one that helped them defeat this challenge, because he always seems like the support character here, and he got to be center stage, and we got a little bit more character growth from him and how he feels and what he wants in life, and he gets some knowledge bestowed on him, and he makes friends with the Sphinx, which was hilarious. Everything that was involved with him helping the Sphinx feel pain and trying to connect with him in an emotional level, started trying to hurt him, which what everyone else was doing, was just genius. And I was laughing my ass off at that moment of him singing to them and them becoming like besties after. And this moment, which was very lighthearted and everything, was one of the funnier, more lighthearted moments in the series, turns into one of the most terrifying moments in the series as the acid dragon from the Chroma Conclave finds them and coming for the vestige, coming to destroy all of them. And it may have, evolved and turned into someone else's death, just like it did in episode 3. They ended episode 6 just like that. And this one seems like it might be a little bit more permanent, but we're not sure. But this was exciting. It was action packed. It was scary. I was on the edge of my seat trying to see what was going on because it felt like no one was safe because everyone's dealing with all these different problems while being attacked. And even the Sphinx couldn't match up with the power of this dragon. It was a really exciting ending to a really fun episode. I think there was a little bit of repetition going on with Grog and Vex's story, both of them having visions from weapons leading to death. I wish that story was told just a little differently for both those characters. But other than that, I can't really say much was really bad or boring in each of these episodes. They balanced the action, the emotional parts, and the funny parts really well. But that little thing is just like a nitpick. If I had to nitpick anything out of these 3 episodes, is that I wish that they told those stories a little bit differently. And also, I think that with them using character almost dying or potentially dying in episode 3 and them doing it in episode 6, I hope that this is not also a repetitive motif that they're going to use throughout the rest of the season. Like if we get to episode 7, 8, 9, episode 9, someone else potentially dies and then gets revived, then it's just going to feel like there's no stakes. But we'll see. So far, everything else has been executed really well. Let's see what happens in the next 3 episodes. I'm really excited. Let's get into my verdict. So overall, I really was blown away by these 3 episodes, and all 6 episodes combined tell a very compelling story that's animated well, voice acted well, has really good jokes that make me laugh, some action-packed scenes that are really well. They really stepped this show up to another level that has made it really great and made me talking to all my friends about it. And with that said, I'm going to give these 3 episodes, 4, 5, 6, an A. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What would you rate episode 4, 5, and 6 of Legends of Vox Machina? How do you feel how the story is going? Do you like the way the intensity is growing? Do you like how they're balancing the humor and the action really well and not undercutting the serious moments with humor? Let me know in all the comments below. Any Easter eggs and things that I don't know. In my last review, a lot of you guys came and commented little things that I didn't know, and I really, really enjoyed that and doing my own research on the story that this comes from. So drop all those comments below. Like the video if you like my review, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of my reviews, reactions, ranking lists, and live discussions. And you can watch more of my content right now.